So we're going to look now at the file system. Now, when you're creating CSS menus for Flex menus for Business Catalyst, if you noticed in that first page I showed you, the word utility was the source code for this menu system. Let's go back there for just a second. This module template group utility, that's important because it's the CSS folder that governs your modified Flexi menu. So switch back, and you'll see here the default system is what's created by the Business Catalyst as a default system. But in order to create your own, you have to copy it. So what I've done is I've created a duplicate. I'll just do it here for you and rename it as dealers. Okay, so now when I create a module menu, I'm going to have to use this dealer system. Now, this is the code inside the test menu, and we want to take a look at how you install it into the Business Catalyst layout. As I was showing you before, this is a default area, and you have to copy this folder with these items in it. Now I've created this dealers over here, and I've downloaded it to my local site. So we're going to work on it in the local site. This is what it looks like as a default copy. And so a default copy menu has a div ID menu, and the ID tag is here. And what we do is we take go to the Flex menus that you've created, and you see that the div ID here, see this area here, what you do is you take this div ID with the class and you put it into the container menu here. Alright, so you're modifying the container menu and you're creating this overview in class, and then you take the ID here, copy it and put it here, and then you take the dealer's menu, which is the identifier, and you want that to be part of the UL class here. And then you take this area without the container, and this will be for the first level UL class. This is the ID, this is the class. And there's one small area that you'll have to remember, and I didn't realize this when I first did these sites. In order to assign a class to the font class to the item list, you're going to have to copy and paste this into the child item HTML. See, this is this item right here under that's the small modification you have to make, and you insert it right here after the ahref tag, and you close it on before the close of the a link. Let's go back to the container. So now at the bottom you have to take some of the scripts, and we found that in working with this that it's better to leave the scripts on the pages in the default pages where the menu goes, rather than put them here. Although this one says you could put the scripts right here, it seemed to work better if I left them in place on the template pages underneath where the menu goes. So we're going to take a look at this. This is the script here, and you and these are the links that you want to copy and paste, because it says to copy and paste the links. So we're going to do that. You take the links, copy, and let's see, we got to make sure we got them all. That's the font areas. These are web server fonts. This is the area where you have stored and FlexMenus creates the jQuery and JS and the CSS file. It's CSS menu dealer CSS. I have made these absolute references root relative so that no matter where you place this in the template, it won't get lost. So I'm going to copy those, put them in the container down here where it says to. Now the other thing we found that works best, the menu system creates a menu tab, this mobile menu tab, and it becomes the word menu when you scale a page down to smartphone size or tablet size. Let me pull this up and just show you for a second. Okay, so now this is a completed version, but you take it and you go down here and it becomes a menu. This is something that makes it flexible and hides the menu so that it doesn't take up all the real estate on a smartphone. See, that's how it works. So hide this. So you take this is that menu tab, and it appears when the page is reduced to a smartphone size. And you place that right below the scripts and then save it. Now, because I've already done this on the one I'm doing, this is actually a default. I just wanted to show you the steps. I'm not going to save this. I'll show you where it's complete. Don't save. This is the container menu inside of the dealers folder on mobile menus. Right here, dealers. Okay, so and let me show you a page where we've placed and left the menus, the scripts. So I want to just pull up default again, hide the files. So like I told you before, I left these scripts in duplicate. It doesn't seem to hurt anything to have them in both places. And here is where the module menu version 2, this is the menu ID for dealer supply with the module template group dealers. And remember that links to the files. It links to this set of menus right here, this CSS for this. And let's just quickly show you where the include files are. There should be right here. Includes. And these are the files that were created by FlexMenus. So you want to make sure you upload the includes folder with all its included files to the site, or the menus won't work. And upload this whole folder, modified folder dealers, up to the site.